Good day. Today's session is Generate Demand, Deliver Fast Fashion with EdgeAX PLM. Thank you all for joining us. I'm Heather Wiley from JustStyle.com. Today we're going to be exploring how EdgeAX PLM solution can meet your application functional fit, aid in your collaboration with internal users and external partners on top of a global and technically strong platform, Microsoft Dynamics AX 2012. Before we get started, let me take a brief moment to tell you about today's format and the Q&A process. So let's get started, and the first thing I would like to do is tell you a little bit about the presenters. Rosetta Jamisi is the Executive Vice President for Direct-to-Consumer Solutions with over 20 years of experience in the apparel and retail industry, delivering software solutions from product lifecycle to supply chain to distribution and financial systems. Over the years, she's held various positions with increasing responsibilities to bring business solutions that lead to business transformation. Jawad Khan is the Senior Vice President for Product Development and Professional Services. He has been extensively involved in technical, functional, management, governance and leadership roles in the organization. Over the years, Jawad has done extensive work in consumer goods supply chain and retail industry involving numerous multi-billion corporations running complex supply chains. Jim Draft is Principal SME with over 20 years of experience. Jim is an industry veteran and subject matter expert for the apparel and retail industry. Jim has extensive real-world experience of the industry standard business process, best practices, enterprise business systems, business operations, and has been successful in numerous implementations from initiation through to execution and successful rollout. And now I'm going to hand you over to Rosetta, who will get us started on today's presentation.
Thank you all very much for taking time to be with us today, and welcome. Our goal for today is to give you a good understanding of the value that you will gain from Visionet EdgeAX Suite, and specifically PLM, in addressing your current challenges to generate demand and achieve fast fashion. After I provide you with a brief introduction on who we are and present the vision for EdgeAX brand and solution suite created to implement that vision, Jawad Khan, our VP of Product Development and Professional Service, will provide an overview of the EdgeAX Solution Suite, and Jim will follow with key features on the EdgeAX PLM product and a detailed view of some of the more salient functions of EdgeAX PLM, and finally conclude with a Q&A session. Who we are. Visionet Systems started as a software services and solution company over 16 years ago with the apparel retail industry, and has been in this and still has been a key partner and still is with major domestic and international apparel retail companies. Throughout these years, we have finely tuned our domain and technical skills to better understand the industry needs in terms of software systems and solutions that achieve the strategic business objective. What makes us unique in our ability to not only provide a solution, but also become part of the business team in defining the problem that creates a product that expedites the solution. EdgeAX is a flagship brand of the Visionet Systems company. As a Microsoft partner, Visionet Systems embarked on developing an embedded solution to the Microsoft Dynamics AX that complements and establishes true PLM functionality and processes, thereby creating EdgeAX as our flagship suite of products that is tailor-made for the apparel and retail industry. Headquarters in Cranberry, New Jersey, Visionet has over 2,000 resources that are geographically positioned to meet global demands with offices in the U.S. and Asia. thereby making EdgeAX the partner of choice for leading global enterprises in the apparel retail industry. We have combined proven implementation methodology with industry best practices to implement the EdgeAX solution suite. Leveraging our in-depth domain-specific expertise in business innovation and software technology, we provide our customer with end-to-end implementation services for EdgeAX governed by strong project management skills. The EdgeAX module's workflow and functionality follow apparel and retail industry best practices that lead to improved business efficiency and greater margins. When we set out to build product for Microsoft Dynamics AX, the vision, it was simple. It is to expand the powerful and agile Microsoft Dynamics AX platform to provide a comprehensive enterprise solution for apparel retail companies so that processes, functions are executed cohesive and efficiently, collaboration is established with vendors and customers, cutting-edge technology is leveraged and maximized, optimal cost effectiveness for implementation and total cost of ownership is reached, and thereby generate demand in a dynamic global omni-channel environment, accelerate product delivery and inventory turns, resulting in greater margins and fast fashion. To bring detail into focus for the EdgeAX suite, Jawad will now review our high-level approach. Jawad?
Thanks, Rosetta, and thank you everyone for joining us in this call today. EdgeAX Suite has been constructed on the foundation of Microsoft Dynamics AX 2012 R2, which is a cutting-edge ERP platform built using industry best practices and best-of-the-breed technologies introduced by Microsoft. Dynamics AX 2012 comes with a broad set of horizontal capabilities inclusive of corporate services, supply chain management, services management, and various other functions, which are all supported by a business intelligence and reporting capability. All these horizontal capabilities are then leveraged by key vertical capabilities, which are manufacturing, distribution, retail, and service industries, and these are all made available out of the box. The EdgeAX Suite, which is an extension as a sub-vertical functionality for fashion, apparel, and retail, has been created by extending out-of-the-box capabilities of Dynamics AX 2012. This combination of Dynamics AX 2012 and EdgeAX Suite completes the overall solution that is effective and complete in order to uniquely satisfy the requirements of apparel and retail vertical. The EdgeAX Suite includes tailor-made functionalities for product lifecycle management, supply chain management, business intelligence, and EDI modules. Now, having Dynamics AX as the foundation, EdgeAX Suite is streamlined to use the core data structures, workflow, business intelligence, globalization, security, Microsoft Office integration, and various other compelling capabilities of Dynamics AX. And all this culminates into a unique and competitive edge over other ERP solutions available in the market today for this specific industry subvertical. In this slide, this basically is a high-level depiction of the overall solution. So the overall solution consists of the core ERP functionality, which is accessible through the Smart Client for performing most operational activities through the desktop-based Smart Client. The solution also includes Microsoft SharePoint-based Enterprise Portal for carrying out key business functions over the web as well as for collaboration with the business partners. The EdgeAX Suite components enriches the Dynamics AX functionality, and these are all highlighted as green on the screen. On the Enterprise Portal, these include the new PLM portal, the Designer Community portal, and various enhancements to the vendor portal that comes out of the box with Dynamics AX. On the core ERP side, EdgeAX Suite offers full cycle product lifecycle module, which is the focal point of today's conversation. The supply chain management components of EdgeAX Suite offer tailor-made functionality extensions for managing the back-end supply chain, procurement, and wholesale demand management functionality required by the more of a vertically integrated retailers. The EDI components help companies manage the electronic communication with the business partners through WAN by providing the business rule engine, the error handling, and the ability to manage the overall document setup, processing, and issue resolution cycle with agility as well as robustness. Lastly, the EdgeAX Retail BI solution offers pre-integrated, extensive analytical and operational tools, which are all available over the web as well as through Excel for addressing the day-to-day needs for the retail business operations. Now let's connect the dots through the full product lifecycle management and try to understand the kind of extensive coverage that EdgeAX PLM offers to the business. At the center of the product lifecycle management, there are 4 key principles that EdgeAX has been built upon, and these principles are collaboration and reuse. This includes collaborating both internally as well as externally to expedite the processes, seamless integration with the downstream functions of supply chain by sharing the application data structures as well as master data. Insights are essentially out-of-the-box analytics and operational business intelligence for managing the key business processes like product portfolio, consumer demands, etc. Process management, by leveraging the effective built-in workflow capabilities of Dynamics AX without having to deploy the expensive third-party tools and avoiding all the costs associated with that traditional approach. The EdgeAX PLM application covers the full cycle of processes from initial planning of a season through the release of the product to the supply chain. And the functionality begins with planning, where concepts or inspirations with related images and documents are managed. The line plan is defined, including placeholders for products, and the seasonal calendar is also defined in that process. As the design activities proceed, images are created and maintained, materials are developed and created in the EdgeAX PLM along with the products. Now, as the product development continues with the supporting setups for products and materials are defined, the bill of material begins to shape up, the measurements and construction details are created, and specifications are also finalized and detailed out as the product are generated towards completeness. The sourcing part, as the sourcing of the product is determined, the vendor performance may be reviewed, request for quotation for new products is generated, and cost and delivery aspects are negotiated. And ultimately, the status of the product, bill of materials, specifications, request for quotations, the samples are all maintained through the life cycle of a product. The full visibility of these statuses is available for review through various forms, including BI reporting, queues, alerts, which are all available through Role Center as well as on the enterprise portal. And as the product continues through the process, it will be ultimately released to the supply chain management as the sales cycle with the customers is initiated. As I described, EdgeAX PLM supplies total product lifecycle coverage through a single integrated solution which is embedded in Microsoft Dynamics AX 2012. And I hope I have comprehensively described the background information of EdgeAX PLM and how it relates to the full business process cycle coverage for the apparel and retail industry. From this point onwards, we'll be narrowing down on the PLM capabilities of EdgeAX module. The need for agility and process-centric execution is fundamental for the success of businesses today. In order to thrive, it is of paramount importance for businesses to have the ability to rapidly capture consumer demand, trends, and respond to them on a timely basis. The responses can include making adjustments to current and future inventory levels, as well as the ability to introduce new products and also new variants of existing products to end consumer at the lightning fast pace so that the new customers are developed and retention of existing customers is ensured. Achieving this feat is simply not possible without a fluent, sophisticated, and streamlined technology infrastructure. And traditionally, only the large corporations with massive IT spending and resources had the opportunity to set up such an infrastructure to cope with this challenge. EdgeAX PLM features have been carefully chosen and designed to do exactly that. The emphasis of EdgeAX is on the right spending, on the right capability in order to ensure the best value for the business. The comprehensive PLM feature map displays the functionality included in the EdgeAX PLM application. The EdgeAX PLM feature map described here includes seasonal planning, seasonal setups, product creation, product specification, vendor management, reference data management, product sourcing, integration, and collaborations and insights. These functions include functionality available through the PLM client as well as through the portals over the web. The use of third-party tools like Adobe Illustrator has been integrated to provide common and known designer tools. Finally, BI reports are available to analyze past performance as well as current activities in order to communicate with internal resources as well as trading partners in a collaborative mode and track progress of product development throughout the cycle. In the interest of time, we have selected key features to review as highlighted on the feature map. And now, Jim will take us through the EdgeAX PLM application and salient features of the application.
Thank you, Jawad, and thank you, everyone, for joining today. The Role Center is an extremely useful general feature of Microsoft Dynamics AX. As part of the product, EdgeAX PLM comes with pre-built Role Center, which is customizable to meet the needs of individual users and companies. The greatest benefit of PLM Role Center is to introduce efficiencies at the individual work level so that the individual can find the most commonly needed information at their fingertips instead of having to look for it and carrying out their day-to-day activities. The information on Role Center includes links to most commonly used functionality, KPIs, the key performance indicators, business intelligence views, work item lists, and queues such as the products, materials, and vendor activity. EdgeAX PLM provides a usability experience consistent with the Dynamics AX core functionality. As you can see on the screen, all menu options are available on the EdgeAX PLM area page. This area page is also available on the left menu, as with the out-of-box Dynamics AX modules. Given the consistency of the overall usability of EdgeAX PLM with the Dynamics AX, the end-user training and adoption overhead is greatly minimized. The EdgeAX PLM specific functions, as well as Microsoft Dynamics AX functions, are included in the area page for both enhanced and existing functions for the apparel and retail vertical. The common menu groups major functions that includes the creation and maintenance of products. This was enhanced to include the addition of compatible attributes to aid in the describing of the products for the apparel industry. Also, the creation and maintenance of material functionality was enhanced to include the addition of common material types and material attributes for the apparel vertical. There is a request for quotations process that is accessed, along with the sample order process. Additionally, there is an extensive line plan view functionality that has been added. The vendor menu provides convenient access to the vendor functions that are required during product development. The material attributes expands to provide a structure of common industry-specific attribute setups that supports the need to describe raw materials. The costing menu includes the setups utilized from the base functions to support the entry of cost sheets. The Reports and Inquiries menu provides convenient access to reporting and inquiries related to the product activity. The Season tab groups functions related to the season setup, calendar definition, and for defining concepts and related images. And finally, the Product Reference tab groups the supporting setups required for the product creation and maintenance, which includes sizes, colors, measurements, instruction sets, and product attributes. Pass it back to Rosetta to provide us with the final thoughts before we start the Q&A session.
Thank you, Jim. Well, we've packed this short period of time with a lot of information, and what I just wanted to go through was some final thoughts in terms of what you've seen and what's out there from all the other products. So there's a lot of functionality that brings you a power retail to new levels with EdgeAX PLM. But today you can find PLM benefits across the board, like reduced product development time, improved time to market, reduced total lead time, reduced cost of quality, reduced total product cost. But what EdgeAX adds to it is a unique benefit that builds around collaboration with the end user in mind and thereby set the standards for current and future PLM solutions. It has sophisticated business intelligence capability, as we've just talking about, that provides on-demand insight to all stakeholders from the application. Its native integration with AX core ERP functions allows the lower operational overhead and brings efficiency to the organization. Consistent user experience sets the tone for user adoption and acceptance, which exponentially raises the product's success factor. The EdgeAX PLM solution provides a favorable total cost of ownership based on ready-made solutions of Microsoft Dynamics AX and EdgeAX PLM applications. And minimal customization is needed, as well as lower infrastructure and deployment cost. A higher degree of productivity is achieved through native integration with end-user productivity tools like Microsoft Office integrated solution. Overall, the combination of Microsoft Dynamics AX with EdgeAX is the decisive choice for fast fashion and faster ROI. So as I look at the time, we're going to open now with our Q&A sessions and open up the floor to see if we can answer some of your questions. I see a couple questions popping, and the first question that I have here is, what's driving investment in PLM from a user perspective? When we think about that, I think about that the PLM discipline and supporting application have been around for a long while and have matured considerably over time. However, a changing landscape in business technologies keeps driving the need for better functionality and newer innovative ways to run the business. Among the functionality that most companies are looking for right now are collaboration. I think we said collaboration over and over, and I think it still stands. People are looking for an open platform where all stakeholders communicate instantaneously. Business process management through workflows, that's always been a key factor for people. And more recently is the dashboards and analytics to understand the operations and product performance for quick decision-making that drive revenue and customer satisfaction. I think that also most companies are positioned to bring change in their PLM application within the next 18 months and require a quick implementation with ready-made solution that quickly brings ROI realization. So I hope that kind of answered that question from what we see it to be. Another question here, is it possible to carry out costing before you get too far into production? Jim, maybe you can talk a little bit about this.
Sure, Rosetta, thank you. We continue to see ongoing use of sourcing models where product is sourced through procurement processes. In determining landed costs, the most volatile element of the cost is the logistical cost of transport from the point of manufacturing to distribution. The key benefits from a full implementation of a PLM solution lies in first determining the correct mix of transport modes, taking the waste from the air versus boat shipping mix. And secondly, collapsing the overall timeline from the point when the initial cost estimates occurred to the time of the transport. Finally, by engaging the logistical operations in the collaborative process during the product development process. When combined with analysis of current logistical performance, we believe there is a clear potential to improve costing estimates.
Thanks, Jim. As I'm looking through some of these other questions, I see I have a couple more that are more technically related. So I'm going to ask Jawad to answer them. The first one is, in terms of technology, what additional products or third-party components are needed to deploy and execute EdgeAX PLM?
Prasad, I think that's a great question. I would just like to respond to that in a little bit more detail, and I hope that will answer some of the other questions that have popped up. So EdgeAX Suite strictly conforms to the architecture and standards of Microsoft Dynamics AX 2012. And that means there are no third-party components or technologies which are required to make this work. And basically, any customer which has Dynamics AX 2012 or 2 deployed or is in the process of deploying that particular solution, EdgeAX Suite will work as a snap-on on top of that. And just to explain it in a little more detail, from BI point of view, the solution is purely based on latest and greatest Microsoft technology stack, for example, SQL Server 2012, Power Pivot, Power View, and also Excel 2013. From web delivery point of view, the web components and portals prepackaged have been developed on top of SharePoint 2013 using its business intelligence centers. From integration point of view, obviously, the AIF-based integration capabilities can be leveraged. BizTalk can be used, provided if companies have different, mix of systems which all need to be integrated. From within the system point of view, again, all the EdgeAX components, they reside inside Microsoft Dynamics assets themselves and do not need any external middleware or integration to work with. I hope that answers the question.
Thanks. I see that our time is starting to, so we'll get one more question in here. This question comes to say, how do you see virtual product development affecting the apparel industry? Virtual business is here to stay, and product development area of the business is really a natural area for virtual expansion. The new technologies that EdgeAX and PLM incorporates, most of the virtual product development functions through web-based portals that bring together designers, customers, consumers, and value chain partners to a single source of truth. And we all struggle with that, with all the different technologies that we work with. So this is really a very avant-garde or actually needed function. Thereby we arrive at a final idea or product quickly, accurately, and predictably, which ultimately minimizes cost, avoids missed timelines, and brings value. That's how I see. I think that virtual product development is definitely here to stay. So hopefully we can contribute to that and make you a success in your business. So our time is running out, so we will try to reply to all of your questions that you posed today. I thank you all for your participation and your interest in EdgeAX PLM, and have a great day and a good night. Thank you.